ecstasy.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Bravely Fit. I am your host, Ashkazoo.
And I'm your favorite Mind Minx, your co-host. And this is Bravely Fit.
What's going on?
We made another episode.
Yes.
Wow, we're still around. I can't believe it. We haven't been canceled yet. But after today.
Oh my God.
After today.
Let's hope not.
After today, we might be. All right. So today we have a really good conversation. And first, we're going to do some facts. And then we'll get into why we may be canceled. But I do want to preface, we have a guest on today that is going to be our countering argument. So nobody's allowed to give any hate to him. We brought him on purpose. But I want to give a shout out. We're going to give your official name. We're not going to.
Okay.
Wait, I'm going to up your name though.
You want me to just say my name?
Yeah. But do your official. You went to school for this name. So do your official.
My name, everyone knows me as Dr. Bambs, but my name is Hector Zarita. I'm a physical therapist. I've been practicing for about 7 years in pediatrics, orthopedics, hospital, all realms of ins and out of therapy, as well as now I'm dabbling in the credit space, and just that's about it.
But you are in the medical professional.
Yes.
So that's why we brought you on. Because we are going to be talking about weight loss surgery.
Okay.
So let's talk some facts first. So in the umbrella of bariatric surgery, there is 3 main types. There is the...
Someone says bariatric. It's not all the same.
No, there's
Okay.
3 main types. There's a few different, I think there's 4 altogether, but there's 3 main ones. There's the bypass.
Which is?
That's where they literally bypass the stomach's normal process. So they give a little bit of a pouch, and I'm not exaggerating. It's
Okay.
like this much. They completely bypass the lower intestine, or go straight to the lower intestine.
So like esophagus, a little bit of stomach, lower
Yep.
intestine.
That's it. So there's just a little bit of bile that gets to do its thing, and then it goes right into the lower intestine.
And then that's the most extreme in that.
That's the most
That's-
extreme.
okay.
That's why there's such a massive weight loss.
Gotcha.
But there's also a lot of complications that come with that, including malabsorption, because it
It's
doesn't
not-
get to do its process. The second most popular is the vertical sleeve gastronomy. And that's what I did.
Is that the same thing as gastric sleeve, or is that's the third one?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sleeve is where they literally cut 80% of the stomach out and leave just a sleeve the size of a banana.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't bypass any of the normal processes. It still does what
It's
it's
just a
supposed to
smaller
do.
stomach.
Just a
Okay.
significantly smaller. And then there's the band. That's the third most popular. And that's where they go in and literally put a band around your stomach. And then there's a button that can control and restrict the size.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't
So
know
you
that.
have something inside that you hit a button
You're
well,
not
you
allowed to eat
can't right
personally-
now.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You
Eat that
you can
donut.
personally do it, but the doctor can do it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on. If there was a way we can control a button.
I might download the app. Fuck me, you know?
But
Okay.
it's not something that really ends up sticking because, unfortunately, again, it's a band that goes around your stomach. So a lot of times food will get stuck on
Ooh,
the
imagine.
ledge, and a lot of infections occur. So
Yeah.
there's a
Gotcha.
lot of revisions that happen from that one.
So when I know a lot about revisions, this is not my spectrum of specialty. So if you have the third option and you
Mhm.
revise it, that means you're going back to the third option or the second option?
They'll go back to the first option. Most
First
times,
option. So
they'll
revisions are going back to the okay.
yeah.
gotcha.
Wait, they just no more band. Let's just do the.
bypass. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah.
Okay. So when someone says they have bariatric surgery, they're having one of these things. I just assumed they were
Most-
all the same.
No.
I thought
yeah.
band, sleeve, bypass was all the same.
No.
like,
yeah.
verbiage.
No.
All right, good to know. And the most popular and common is the second one or the first one?
It's usually the bypass because
The
it's
third one is very high revision and infection.
Yeah, there's a lot of infection that occurs with the band. When I went and I went for orientation and they talked to me about it, those are the options. I got scared, to be honest, when they talked about the bypass. I didn't want my body to go through that kind of, I'm scared cat.
And you have to be on medication for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you have to take,
Yeah.
and I'm bad at taking pills to begin with.
And the
So
thing
you
is, if your
take
stomach's
vitamins.
smaller, you got to take regular food and any malnutrition
Right.
supplement.
Mhm.
It's hard because, okay, I get it. That makes sense.
But at least with the sleeve, so then here were the cons with the sleeve. They're like, listen, the stomach is like any other organ. Just because we made it smaller doesn't mean that it can't re-stretch out to where you had it before.
Yes and no, because if I didn't understand the difference, now that you're breaking it down, if you cut, let's say a stomach is the size of a stomach is.
It's about 4
Isn't it-
cups.
Isn't it supposed to be the size of your palm? I had people tell me that
Okay.
that's how much you're supposed to
So
eat, right?
let's just say for an example, for people who are hearing, we're going to use your palm. I know everyone's palm's different, but we'll just say the average palm is just
Right.
a palm. Option 1, let's just say I cut off 4 fingers and leave my thumb. Is that a fair comparison? Or is
Okay.
that, or just the index?
It's a good visual.
Or let's say the index. Let's say we cut
It's
the
a
last.
good visual.
Let's just say the index and the thumb are staying. Right?
Okay.
The second option is the same thing, or is it just, or like the pinky and the other one, like the ring finger and the pinky finger?
For the
No, for second option. For second option.
For the second option, yeah. So the second option, which is the sleeve, it's like the banana. So yeah, now it's just this.
Okay.
So all of this is gone.
And then the
So
third
explain that. So it's the thumb and the finger.
The thumb and your pointer
is option 2.
is option
Option
2.
1 is
That's
just the
the
thumb.
sleeve.
Yeah,
And then option 3 is like me putting a rubber band against the ring finger.
everything, and then it just
Okay. All right. So that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
So as someone who knows muscles, and the stomach is considered a smooth muscle, it can
Ooh,
contract. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's different types. There's skeletal muscle, there's cardiac, there's different types of tissue. They all do different things. There's no striation. So they can contract and relax, which is why when you squeeze or your intestines or you're using the bathroom, those muscles are contracting to
Yeah.
push things through. So yes, things can expand and grow just like your muscles when you're lifting.
all right.
You don't get more muscle cells. Your muscles just increase or they decrease in size. That's how when people get big or small. You don't just get extra muscle. It's just increasing. Like same thing with fat. You don't lose fat. Your cells just get smaller or bigger.
As you get liposuction, you suck that bitch out.
Yeah, exactly. Like you take that, you're actually taking it out. Yeah. But then the other ones that are there that have to expand it to make up for that space. What I'm basically saying is, in your example, I agree with you. But if we can say that we got option 2, so we cut off the last 2 fingers,
Last
you're not
3.
going to grow the last 3. You're not going to grow a whole new hand again. So to say that a muscle can expand and grow, yes, but not to the point of now it's a.
So, well, but there are cases where people get the sleeve and
Yeah.
then they gain all that weight back because they did try to use it as a weight loss.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
tool.
absolutely. But to say that it's a fully functioning stomach as it was previous on size, diameter, and
Oh,
like
Got it.
consumption, yeah, the muscle can grow. And the reason people gain weight is because, let's just say, we went from option this. Now they got to this, the stomach stretched out to this much. So now you can theoretically have more space to then take in more food or withhold more food. And the quality of food that comes in, most likely, people aren't taking the surgery, eating salads and acai bowls and fruits and vegetables and
Right.
lean protein and gaining the weight back. They're eating. So that's why.
Yep.
Okay. They're eating.
Oh,
and then
that's a
they're
good
gaining weight.
question. I don't know. Can we curse?
All right, to a minimum. Look,
Okay.
Marva's giving me the
So-
emoji. You know the emoji with the
Yeah.
fingers like.
So I think, from my understanding, that's how I understand how people can gain weight again. But to say, if that was the case, then our whole body would regenerate. Oh, it's a muscle. I cut my leg off. It's going to grow back. Oh, a nerve happened. It's only going to grow back to an entirety,
Then
not to a full
fit.
functioning stomach like the surgery just happened. But I'll cut my stomach again, like hair. It's not going to be like that.
Interesting.
So now I see. Now I have questions because I have a friend who did the sleeve twice.
Yeah.
She gained all her weight back.
But depending on
And-
how much of the stomach.
Because now I have questions.
So again, the thing is that when we go through this process,
Mhm.
we do have to go through a lot of educational
Because your life changes
orientations.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we're even allowed to even start the process, there was a lot of orientations that I had to go to. And I remember sitting in the auditorium listening to the surgeon tell us, first of all, they don't want us to think that, I remember the surgeon, if you haven't had children yet, don't do this.
Okay. That makes sense. Because you're going to gain weight after,
Right.
depending on the mom.
Right. Depending on your age, don't do this.
Mhm.
And we talked about this yesterday, that depending on your weight, don't do this because, and this was one of the arguments that or debates. I don't want to say arguments. One of our heated conversations, what the weight factor should be. Like if you're only, and this is going to get me in trouble.
Okay.
If you're only like 250 pounds,
I had this example with you yesterday.
yeah.
Continue.
I don't believe that this should be something that you should be looking into at 250
It depends
pounds.
because to keep this argument good, I like to use the same weight. But to counter it, what I would say is if someone is because for these surgeries, I'm not against the surgery. If you're unhealthy, your BMI or whatever, you're at high risk for strokes, heart attack, the list goes on, which is why they promote it so you can get healthier, right? On top of the joints and everything just being like lighter. You're literally taking 20 to 100, 300, however the weight off your body. That's going to change your body completely. And your body changes based on that. I think that I'm pro using it. I'm pro if your life needs it and you want to do it, 100%. I'm not against it.
There's a but there. I feel like there's a big
but for the conversation speak aspect of it. When I saw your post yesterday, is it cheating? I think it is.
Is it a cop-out? That's the real way. Is it a cop-out?
What's the difference between cheating and copping out?
It's just, cop-out is just a different way to use it. Like,
Yeah, it's an
cheating
easy
is
way
just
out.
Cheating, but
It's an easy way out.
cop-out, it's,
Isn't it?
you're a cop-out. It's an insult.
Okay, so a cop-out to me is like you took the easy way out, right? So if I had a test, you're doing a math test, I'm doing a math test, I have a calculator, you don't have a calculator. Did I cheat or did I cop out by using the calculator? You had the right to use it, but you didn't want to do it because you wanted to like, I want to do it by hand. I'm like, cool, I'm going to use my calculator. Did I cop out? We both got that. We both passed, but I used the calculator. How would you
But
feel
why
about
is
that?
working smarter versus working harder?
No, that's good. It's true. But we're looking at all the people who put the work to learn it and do it by hand versus I just took the easy way out. We're just defining cop out. I'm just giving you an example of it.
But if you haven't gone through the process, all right, so let's do it this way. All right, let's get to the meat of the conversation because it's going to get heated very quickly now. So now, this is the show. This episode is called Is It Easy Way Out? I forgot what I was just going to say. We're talking about whether or not this procedure is the easy way out. So again, I've had this procedure.
Okay, before I reiterate that, it's not the easy way out. If someone... I know I had friends, families, a ton of patients have this procedure. Hey, I had that. What are you here for? Gastric. Okay, cool. Let's get you healing. Boom. Let's get you walking. My job is to get you functional, back into a normal lifestyle, fitness, and whatever. But I respect people who do it. I don't respect people who do it and say, I lost all this weight from dieting and exercise. I'm like, no. That's my whole cop out. Like in the sense of losing the conversation. Hey, I lost weight. Cool. Oh my God.
Be real on how you lost the weight.
Don't say,
I agree.
So then if the person is like, oh yeah, I weighed 100 pounds. Oh, what'd you do? Oh, I lost weight. Oh, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 5 pounds. Tell me how you lost 100, obviously. Oh, I did A, B, and C. Oh, okay.
But they left out the part where a doctor went laparoscopically.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, listen, I'm a self-made millionaire. Cool. What'd you do? I inherited 900,000 from my dad. I'm still a millionaire. The question isn't about being a millionaire or losing the weight. It's the respect of, but you didn't earn it. No, what do you mean? I was a good son, so he gave it. Like, that's not the conversation.
Good son.
But the thing is that, like, for me, in this conversation, how this conversation came up, we were at an event, and some girl, she's like, oh, I lost some weight. I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's, yeah, but I took the easy way out. She said, oh, I had a bariatric surgery. Oh, I had the easy way out. I'm like, and then we had the conversation, and she's like, it's sad that she thinks that. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? She's like, it's sad that she thinks that's the easy way out. I'm like, how is it not the easy way out? And then that's how it started.
This is how it started.
Yeah. That's how it
and to me,
began.
I was like, no, once again, the conversation isn't about losing the weight. The conversation is saying, I lost the weight because I did A, B, and C. The tool is there, but that's a big tool and a big head start to help you lose that weight. So if you lose the weight, kudos to you. You took anyone that's morbidly obese that took the step and the pride to be like, you know what, I want to change my life. Clap my hands.
Kudos.
Absolutely.
But all right, let's talk. That's a really great point. You just said morbidly obese. Let's talk about what morbidly obese is.
I think it's based on it. I don't like the record. It's the whole BMI height weight ratio.
But again, that 250.
Yeah, I'm considered obese.
Yeah. But morbidly,
half the NFL people are obese based on their height and their jackets.
And the weight. So the BMI is a very antiquated system that doctors use based on height versus weight. It was created by white males like in the 1950s, before people of color really existed in the eyes of anybody.
Yeah.
But morbidly obese is, like that over 350 mark.
I think morbidly obese is, there's different class 1, class 2. I think that's when you're like past 35%.
Right.
Like
so
body fat.
40, when your BMI is 40 and above, that's what my BMI was. I was like over 40. Like even now, I think my BMI is 32.
What's the crazy thing? How much weight you lost? Like I put it like this. I'm 210. I'll make this a obese class 2. if I lost 30 pounds, I'd be like, congratulations, now you're just obese.
Yeah.
Based on the BMI.
right.
Even though I could look good, but that's just based on that standard. So that's
right. So I only go by it because I do want skin removal, and plastic surgeons still go by the classic BMI.
exactly.
So yes.
No, forget it. You said classic surgeon. So I did get surgery, and he didn't give it about BMI.
Really?
Yeah, as long as your blood work came back and you're good to go.
There's different factors
Because I've
you're at
seen him
risk.
do very large women's tummy tucks. Like they haven't lost the weight, and then they lose the weight, and they look good. But I remember looking at his profile, and I'm like, whoa, that's a big girl, and she looks amazing. I'm like, there's that BMI thing with any kind of surgery. Like,
Because the thing
is
like
that okay?
the thing is like before any procedure, whether it's a major or not, they're gonna make you do a test with your doctor, make your blood work, like a physical, to make sure your body's healthy to handle.
Yeah.
Things happen. There's always risk.
Oh my God, I know.
So
scary.
That's why you want to make sure that.
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that's why the doctors do it, and BMI is a big
Yeah.
factor. Because if you die,
But-
who are you going to blame the doctor, or are you going to blame it the fact
A
that you're
lot of
unhealthy?
people love
Yeah.
to blame the doctor. and
Obviously.
leave out
Maybe because you're
swear.
super unhealthy, that your body can't handle this. No one took that. That's the risk.
And they don't want that insurance risk. Plus, when you go under anesthesia, which obviously for a tummy tuck and any kind of skin removal, you would have to.
You don't do that a lot. A week.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
And that's a little sketchy.
Unless you're
Wanna see
in
some
another
money?
country. Yeah.
That's why you go to Miami. It's the furthest point south before leaving the country.
Oh,
That's why it's so
man.
cheap. FYI.
Yeah, I still wouldn't.
You go to DR Columbia, but and a round trip probably less than like 2,000.
Well,
No,
no, you're right. Yeah, 100% right.
To the
Yeah,
country.
I found a spot in DR that's $5,000 for the procedure, for the hotel, for aftercare,
And your own,
with
like, purse, and your
airfare.
own-
Yeah.
I'd rather
But I don't want to
pay-
leave the country.
20K.
I don't wanna leave
Yeah.
the
I'll
country.
pay 20, 30K.
Yeah.
Make sure I live
We
through this
digress. We
procedure.
digress. That's not what this is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's
Let's
get
go
to the
back.
details. Let's
Let's
get
go
straight into it. Let's get to it.
We do that though. Fuck. This
Naughty,
is the
naughty.
FCC
All right,
is not gonna.
basically, we're looking at it like this. Someone lost the weight with the surgery.
All right. So, but BMI is important, right? So when you're morbidly obese, that's a different factor than when someone and morbidly obese. We were talking about like over 300 pounds.
Yeah, but I think it's relative, right?
Ah.
Because,
But that's a heavy weight. How is that relative?
okay, she said earlier that if you're 300 pounds, you deserve it as someone who is 180 or 220. You're comparing weight. We're comparing obesity. You can have a 9-year-old or an 8-year-old just be fattish and weigh 200 pounds, but they're 9 years old. No, but it's the truth. They're 9 years old. They might be too fat where they can't even walk.
Aw.
No, I'm not saying, but
Yeah.
I'm just talking about relative. So I think that adding the higher weight limit to make the story be like, because I couldn't do this, all right, let's lower the weight limit and just lower the age, because it's going by age and body weight. So
Right.
a kid having a BMI of a 40-year-old at 8 years old technically qualifies. Okay, he can't
Do
work
they
out.
have
Do they do that for
yeah, I was gonna say, do they do the surgery that young?
I don't. I've never
No, I
seen
wouldn't
it,
think
but there are
so.
kids like that.
Mhm.
Wow.
But the thing is, you're gonna be like, oh, he can just run and he can go play. He can't. He can't get up without walking without getting
Yeah.
tired. So
Mhm.
I think that by increasing the body weight, it doesn't change the factor. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're 200 and you're obese, 300 and you're obese, or 100 and you're
All
obese.
right, so then let's put those variables in, because last night you would not let me put in variables.
Because
But let's put in
because
a variable.
I don't
if you're
like those
22,
variables because you keep adding extra variables. When my whole point was just you didn't earn it. That was it. That was my whole stance. If you didn't earn it, don't talk about. Hey, I'm about this workout
Earn
life.
what exactly?
The weight loss
How do you earn?
by doing the work.
So that one
that-
tool, that one extra tool,
big tool.
doesn't.
A huge tool. That's my whole set. Look, if you lose the weight, you lose the weight. Congratulations. Don't come saying, yeah, I lost the weight. What'd you do? I work out and I eat right and I go to the gym. I'm
Okay,
like,
so you just don't agree with people leaving that part out. But
Yeah.
some people are ashamed to put it out just
But
because
why
there
be
are
ashamed?
people.
Why?
that
Okay, so
bash
thank you. Thank
them.
you for asking that question.
Okay.
So there's a huge stigma related to the whole weight loss industry. So 40% of the American people
Mhm.
are obese. And do you
more
realize
than that.
well, that's what the study said that I read last night. So we're going to go with that number. But not as many people are getting this procedure done
Mhm.
because, and I wish I had looked this up, but what I'm thinking, what I know from the studies is that they're getting shamed.
Mm-hmm.
because of the surgery for people like
Me.
you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Shaming them, be like, you took the easy way out. And two, and the second reason is because there's so many people that regain the weight, insurance is now not approving them.
Yes.
It's not even offered as part of
Once again,
insurance.
I'm sorry to say this, but boo-hoo. You got a tool, and then,
But
hey,
that's
here.
but that's further proving the point. It's not the easy way out, because if it was easy, you wouldn't have to worry about gaining it back.
And if that was the case and you didn't have to have the surgery, just do the work.
But some people physically can't do the work.
You
their
can
knees
always
hurt.
do the work.
How?
Get into the pool.
Yeah. Okay, physical therapist.
Yeah.
Explain. How about
Aquatics.
this? All right, good. Explain workouts and how you could physically move yourself
Yeah. If
without
anyone
that
has-
pressure
if
on your
anyone has
joints, your
gone-
hips, your knees.
As anyone
like-
has gone to a pool or a beach in their lifetime,
so pool aerobics.
aquatic aerobics. Have you ever been to,
Aquatic pool.
No. I mean, if you've been to the beach, right? You can hang out there for 20 minutes, do nothing, and you're exhausted right after. What'd you do? Just stand there, maybe low.
I'm sure the sun just sucked all your energy out.
But true. But all right, let's just say I say, listen, go walk back and forth here for 10 minutes. Now I want you in the pool, the water, or whatever height,
Mhm.
and just walk. You'll feel you're putting more because you have all that buoyancy that's going to help you float, which makes your knees and your joints offloading so they
Right.
can move more. But you have the resistance of that water. If I give you like a flat pad and like move your hand across like this, it's going to be hard because that water is blocking you from going in. So that's why I did aquatics. I swam, I ran, I lifted, I worked out.
So your recommendation is to start, if you're obese and you don't want the surgery, let's just aim
Okay.
towards the people who don't want that
Okay.
surgery because of the shame
The-
attached to it.
The one benefit about being obese is that anything you do to your life, you will lose weight because you're so big, right? So if you're like, listen, I drink 3 liters of soda today. You know what? Cool. Let's just drop it to 2. Just that one change in
Yep.
caloric things,
That's
it's gonna make you lose weight.
Wow.
That's
So
true.
for instance, let's say we do a weight loss challenge, you and someone that you know that's skinny. Who's gonna lose weight first? You or the skinny person?
You.
So is it unfair to say, oh, that's not fair that we agreed to this thing because she had weight to lose and I had to work harder, but you lost the weight. The goal
Right.
is to lose 10 pounds and he has to lose 10 pounds. Oh, that's not fair. We're talking about fairness. We're just talking about results, right?
Right.
So I think that the quickest thing you can do is put the fork down. Simple. Don't eat. Cut your meals in half. Oh, I can't walk. All right, cool. So let's get you in the pool. Can you float? 100%. Fat floats. You're going to be up to the top. It's the truth. No, but realistically, it's true. And when you're doing, there's a way to find your BMI. It's an old test. When I went to school, they put you in a tank and then they measure your buoyancy. And how, depending on how low you float, can determine how much muscle density you have because muscle is more dense than fat.
Ooh, I want to try
yeah.
that.
So technically, you'd be floating. So the issue is that for someone like me, if you can't do the workout, you can start small. Get in the pool, stop eating. Simple. And then once you get to that level, then you start. When you guys go to the gym, you guys start benching 350, squatting 350. No, you work
No.
your way up. It's the same thing happening for any weight loss, no matter where you start, no matter what sport you are, any new endeavor that you're into that you don't know anything about. You start small and you start scaling. I basically think that anyone who had to lose weight, I lost weight. I've lost probably 80 pounds. I did the work. If you lost 80 pounds, the math is whatever. We're just talking about losing 80 pounds. If you're like, hey, I lost 80 pounds. Really, what'd you do? Oh, nothing. I worked out. But how'd you lose it so quickly? Because your stomach is small and it can't fit anything in. So it's impossible to gain anything. So you're always going to be in a caloric deficit, which is going to help you lose weight. Gaining weight and losing weight is simple. You either eat less than you work out or work out more. It's just math. But if you already start at a tool that puts you at no matter what you do, you're going to be negative calories, it's easy to lose weight. That's why I feel like that's the easy way, because you have that aid as opposed to having the discipline, self-control to not eat, period.
Regardless of the time frame of when that tool was installed.
What do you mean?
Because I've had my tool now for 6 years.
But you're looking at like the whole aspect of your journey.
You have to. That's not fair not to.
But the thing is, you're like the first 40 or 60 pounds. How easy was that as opposed to now?
It was easy.
Why was it so easy? What did you do? What reps did you do in the gym to lose that 60 pounds?
I wasn't allowed to. I just had a medical procedure
So you did
done.
nothing and you lost 60 pounds.
Correct. Because
So that's
I had,
not easy?
As a medical professional, would you recommend someone who just had laparoscopic surgery go into a gym?
No.
Then why would you tell me, did I go to the gym?
Okay. So your basis of your argument is we did the same amount of work and you just basically stated, I did nothing and I lost weight. How is that not?
I did
how
not
is
do
that-
nothing. I went into a calorie deficit.
What did you do to get into the calorie deficit?
So before how about talking about before they prepared you for the procedure? Because that's a lengthy thing that you have to do too. You have to cut your calories in half, and then from there you go on a liquid diet about a week, 2 weeks before your surgery.
Mhm.
Then you stay on that liquid diet. Every 2 hours, you're drinking like 1 ounce to 2 ounces
Yeah.
on the hour. So that's discipline in itself. Where
So
it's
then
like,
why do the surgery? Just keep doing that until you lose weight.
No,
You're saying no. I've told her one
that's
time.
not sustainable.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Now you're going to say, hey, I lost the weight. I'm sustaining it. Yeah, but you have a factor that you can't gain a certain amount because of this. My point is like, yo, like I lost weight. You lost weight. I did the work. You're like, oh, I couldn't eat because of all these factors, but my body just naturally lost weight. Yeah, because you had that aid. So we can't compare your 60 pounds or 80 pounds or whatever. I just started equating it because whether you lost 100, right? 100?
I lost 50 pounds with having the sleeve done.
In total.
No, what about the whole total weight
total.
from beginning to
From
right
beginning
now
to-
where you're at? How much weight did you lose, both with the surgery and on your own?
And I'm not going to talk about yo-yoing because no matter if you,
We always
whether you have a surgery or you
Yeah.
don't, that's just consistency.
I've lost 156 pounds.
All right, you lost 156 pounds. How much of that weight did you do because you diet and exercise?
106
Okay, so where'd the extra 50 come from?
from having the procedure done.
All right, so you could have easily not had the procedure and just lost 100. But the fact that aid of, hey, I'm not doubting the work you put in to lose the 150. I'm just calling out the 50. You got the train rolling with that, and then you picked up the rest. It wasn't like, hey, I'm starting on my own. Now I'm getting help. That aid is huge. So from someone who had to lose 80 pounds, strictly from a caloric deficit that you just disposed, by having control, yo, I'm only eating this and that's it. I'm hungry. My stomach wants more, but I'm not. I'm in a caloric deficit. I'm working out more and I'm eating less. Versus you just doing nothing, regardless of the standards, what the doctor says, and your body just naturally doing. That's a huge help. Huge help. You work out, right?
Mhm.
You do competitive lifting?
Yeah.
Or bodybuilding? Okay. Let's get into a competition. I'm going to use steroids because, I don't know, I'm lacking a hormone that does that, and you're not. And we're going to get to a certain weight limit. We both got to that limit. Is it the same?
Mhm.
But it's okay. I had some external factors that this, and I couldn't lift because I was weaker when I was younger. I was sick, but I'm there. I beat you, or I'm at the same level as you, but I use steroids throughout the whole process. It's a tool, just like this weight loss
Right.
is. But we both earned it, right? Steroids doesn't take away the time in the gym. What does steroids do for you? It helps with recovery. Well, depending on the steroid. But it helps with recovery. So we just go, if we max out today, are we going to max out tomorrow on the same body group?
Mm-mm.
Or maybe the next day? But if I have steroids and I can recover faster, I can start increasing weight and get better results. In this, you do powerlifting?
Yeah.
So it's based on how much weight you can lift? Would you be saying that, I'm like, yeah, I work out too. I'm in the gym with you at the same time. But the only difference is that I'm on steroids. Is that the same thing or not?
Yes and no. You're still doing the work.
Congratulations. I'm not saying that the work wasn't being done. Are we the same? I just had a tool.
See, I'm like big into bodybuilding, so like
Exactly,
I
which
hear
is
steroids,
why-
and I'm saying I'm like laser focused on that right now. Like I wish I could show you my facial expression.
No, the reason I use that example is
Like
because,
I get it, I really do get it,
and I get why the person would take the thing, but would you, in this case, because I know you didn't like the sweater yesterday, do you respect the person who did steroids versus not doing steroids?
I respect it regardless because we're each working as hard to get to something we passionately want,
Absolutely.
and that I think that.
So
says
why don't you take
enough.
steroids?
I have an autoimmune disease.
Let's say you didn't
and
have an autoimmune
I-
disease.
Yeah, no,
It'll help your passion, get to your passionate goal that you're talking about.
and it's illegal.
It's a tool. What if it's not illegal?
I might dabble a little here and there if it's not illegal,
But
but
who cares? Let's say you're not gonna get caught.
nah.
Why not? So you're pro using the tool to lose weight, but you're against getting your own passion to lift whatever you want, whatever goal, or whatever tournament or competition you have. It's a tool. It's not, like you said, you're pro using the tool to get you what you want. Baseball, Barry Bonds, the home run stuff.
I don't follow
Okay.
sports.
So let's just say Barry Bonds hit a record of the most home runs, but he has an asterisk by his name. Why? Because he got caught using steroids. Steroids doesn't help with hand-eye coordination. It just helps with more strength and power. I'm not saying that what you did and you lost weight. You lost weight. You put in the work and you maintained it. You lost 50 and lost 100 by dieting and exercising. I see your videos, you're posting, you're consistent. That's amazing. But for you to be like, yeah, I lost weight from this and that, without including that.
But I don't not include that.
Exactly. But to be like, I did all this because of this, I'd be like, cool, let's put a little asterisk by that, just so people can understand, like, she did the work.
So she has to, on every single post, wrote
No,
that
no. I wouldn't say on every single post, but I wouldn't go around saying, look, I did this.
I don't do that, though.
But that's a key thing. If you're, like you said, you want to train people.
Yep.
To train people.
I want to help people. I don't want to say it. I want to coach people.
You want to help people, but to say, hey, you look good. What did you do? Oh, I just worked out, diet, and exercise.
But I don't say that.
But all right. Versus someone who's, hey, I did the work.
And so that leads us to our next part of our conversation. This is something that it was like an aha moment last night when we're like, no, I agree with you. I actually know someone who had the procedure done.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, no, not blatantly, no. She didn't come out and say to me, yes, I had this done also. But there's telltale signs.
Yeah, there's easy signs. There's a personality signs, there's physical signs, there's everything.
And
personality signs.
I call it the ugly duckling syndrome. But
oh, what do you mean the ugly duckling syndrome?
Yeah, you need to explain that.
Ugly duckling syndrome.
Like, I know that.
All right, so it's basically.
So just because you lost weight, you're pretty now?
What is the ugly duckling?
What's ugly duckling? Yeah.
It's like, for instance, the personality of someone. Let's say they were ugly by whatever factor. They don't know anything.
So now they're feeling themselves since they lost
Or they didn't
weight.
have confidence. So they don't know like how to act or with attention and stuff. They're going to be like, oh, okay. Like they're new to this. If someone was bad from day one, they know, oh, these guys sound like, oh, yeah, okay. Really? Like they didn't have that. And they blossomed to this, in this example, a swan. But yeah, I mean, as a guy, whatever you feel, no man's going to be like, yeah, gained weight. That makes you so much more prettier. Unless you're skinny and you got like little meat.
Speak for yourself. I love big men.
No, I said men to women.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
no man's going to be like, yo, give me that morbidly obese girl. I want that.
Oh my God. No, everybody has their own opinion, their own style, their own flavor. Some men do like bigger women where they're like, come here, sit on my lap.
To an extent,
like, I like
to an extent. But no one's going to be like, I'm pro this. Unless she's like super skinny and, if she gains some weight, she get a little more body. That's
not everybody looks at appearances. You could be huge and have a great personality and that's what you want. And then you could be skinny with a personality.
You have to have a good personality. You have to have a good personality because you're already dealt a bad hand.
No.
You're dealt a bad hand.
You were dealt a bad hand.
No.
All right. I'm just going to put out there that I was told they wished I could bottle my confidence at my highest weight.
Okay.
I'm just going to put that out there. So I didn't have ugly duckling syndrome.
I didn't say you did.
I've always been very confident.
No, I'm saying you can sense when someone had the surgery because there's telltale signs, the way they act, the way they walk.
I understand what you mean.
But then even when you're talking, I'm like.
Which is why I love that your friend said that you could tell that I was stunning when I was younger.
Yeah, so I had a friend that she was like, wow, like, you can tell she was stunning when she was younger. And I
told her,
and she was like, yeah, no. She was like, this is all happening now.
I love that.
Yeah.
In any case.
It was like compliment.
Yeah.
We all like compliments.
Wait, what was the point? I'm sorry, I thought about it.
I don't know. I got sidetracked when he was just like ugly duckling syndrome and men don't like big girls. Because let me tell you, I love big men.
But like I got my husband women don't like big men. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say.
You notice how he didn't say men don't like big girls. He said that women don't. He didn't say that women don't like big men.
The conversation wasn't because you said some about gaining. So I'm like, no, men generally don't. There's two.
I'm sure they look at the physical aspect of women.
Because men are more physical. Wow. I'm at a coffee shop and someone's talking behind me. Wow, that girl sounds like she's really pretty. I agree with everything she said.
No, how about that girl sounds really funny. Let me go see what she looks like.
Oh, never mind. She's not that funny. It's a balance. That's a whole, if you want a whole other podcast on that.
Yeah, we're going to have to put a pin on this because I have so many opinions.
So look, bottom line is this, right? I think that, you ever heard of David Goggins? That dude who was in the Navy.
Let's just assume that I live under a rock because
he was a dude that was in the Navy, morbidly obese, big, heavy, unhealthy. Now ultra marathoner. He wrote a lot of books. Crazy guy. He just says, "Do the work, stop being a bitch, just go."
Oh my God, no! The book. I have the book. I haven't read it yet.
He's like the white Navy thing. Yeah.
Yep. I have the book. Have not read it yet.
He's a beast. So for me to make the excuse because it was hard for you, I don't feel bad. no one respects easy handouts in this country.
Right.
So for you to be like, I think if society would just stop shaming people, I'm like, all right. Or you just do the work. It's simple. Like one of the examples I gave her is like, we're going to start a business. We're both going to get to this level. You inherited money or someone gave you money versus I put in those same work. We can't equate the same thing. One of the examples I said earlier was like, we're going to start a business. The goal is to get to $1 million. I'm coming from nothing, building it up from the ground. You got a $200,000 check to get you started. Or you inherited the business. You stated,
inheriting the business and not driving it into the ground and still sustaining
it's
a successful
harder
business.
than someone building a business from
Yeah.
nothing. I don't agree with that.
How can you not agree with that?
You don't have anything you have to build everything to get to that level. You're like, oh, here, it's handed to me.
Wait, so let me use an actual business.
Okay.
Let's say it's Macy's.
Okay.
Let's say the owner, Mr. Macy, handed it down to his son and said, here's a successful business. Continue.
Okay.
Now, Macy Jr. neither has to continue or drive it into the ground. And Macy's is obviously still going strong.
Okay.
Got a little shaky there. Economy was a little,
yeah.
But Macy's is still recognized powerhouse. That to me is just as respectable than starting a New York company, which by the way, New York company is now only online.
Let's just say starting a Macy's from nothing and having no help and building it to that.
So that's amazing. But now imagine you want to retire and you give it to your kid.
And they mess it up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Or they make it grow.
Yeah.
How is that not respectable? How is that not respectable?
I just feel like so I think it's more. It was going around Instagram and Facebook for a while where a bunch of people were standing on a line and the speaker was saying, I'm going to show you what it's like to have an advantage and disadvantage. And he would say certain scenarios where I come from a 2-parent household, step forward. So those people step forward and some people stay behind. And he said, my parents had me in sports and activities or whatever it is that they're trying to have the advantage on. Those people stepped forward and the other people stayed on the line. And that kept going until they were halfway through to the other line where they had to get. And then that's where they started the race at.
Yeah.
And the people from the back didn't make it to the front. There's people in the middle that made it to the front quicker. So the timeline, I feel like
it's not fair.
It's not fair, but at the same time, you still work hard to get to that finish line. The same way how the people all the way in the back have to push harder. So people like me, people like you have to push harder to get to your ultimate goal, but we're all going to the same goal regardless. And we all have to work hard to get to that goal. It's just the advantage that we have and we don't have to get further.
Yeah.
So that's why I can see people using surgery as a cop-out. I'm quoting this, quote unquote.
Okay, so
cop-out.
in that example, that person who had surgery started at the front of the race versus the person started at the back of the race. We both got to the end.
Yes and no, because
No, in this example, okay, let's say there's 5 levels, right? The best scenario is at the top. I'm at scenario back because I'm choosing not to have the surgery. You're at whatever line at the race you're on because you chose that you have a.
But
we
why,
can agree we
why
have a 50-pound head
choosing,
start.
But why are you choosing not to? And why aren't you respecting the things that I'm doing to get that head start? Because I didn't just decide I'm going to get this surgery and then I got it. As a medical professional, you do understand. And if you don't, please tell me so I can explain everything I had to do to get approved.
Okay, listen. All right, look, I understand 100% as a medical professional. And I'm going to help you as a medical professional. But when you ask me personally, who's someone who's done, all right, look, I'll put it like this, right? As a medical professional, you have an oath to help your patient, right? But you don't agree with it. Can you understand that? Say you're a nurse or you're a doctor. You got to help that person. But they just killed somebody. They just ran over a kid because they were drunk. But they need help. Do I have to help them?
Yeah.
Why?
Isn't that your Hippocratic oath?
Exactly. But do I agree with it?
Wouldn't you have to agree with it? Why would you even go into this profession if it's not something
but my
you
point
agree
is
with?
that I don't want to help that person. Why? I'm going to take a lunch. Oh, can you take it in a half hour? Yeah, I could take it in a half hour. But I'm like, that doesn't matter. You don't see that. We just want to help you. But knowing what they did, you're going to be like, or like a pedophile or something. I'm like, oh, can you help me with this? I'm like, yes, I can. But I don't agree with what you did. They're you can't compare.
Extreme. I get it. But
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think an example where it's going to make you uncomfortable. Where you're going to
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that because you don't agree with what they're doing. So I'm not shaming the person who did it. All I'm just saying is like, oh, it's cool. You just didn't earn it. And most people feel like that because they didn't do the work. If the work was that easy, everyone would do it. But everyone wants to put in the work, but you didn't want, I'm not saying you, look, it's possible. You don't have to do it. Get the surgery. But people who didn't get the surgery and actually did the hard work, the traditional way, are going to look at you like, okay, we're both here, but I did the work.
So then
Oh,
why is there 40% obesity at least?
because America is terrible. We're the highest obesity rate in the country.
So then
I mean, the world. Sorry.
All right, right. So then why, if it's so easy,
Yeah.
why don't they do it?
I don't know. Can't speak on why.
So then
America-
why is anybody judging those of us who are taking these steps to stop being part of that 40%? When there's 40% of them that
But we're
aren't
not-
doing
well,
anything.
I'm not judging the person who's having the procedure. You're misinterpreting that.
That's what
I'm
it sounds
saying,
like.
no, I'm telling you get the procedure, cool. It's just a cop out. That's the whole point of it. It's a cop out.
What's the difference between saying
It's an easy
one
way
versus
out.
the other?
It's an easy way out. Is it not the easy way out?
what is the difference between saying it's an easy way out, which no, it isn't,
Do you
versus
do you want a business? Do you want a Macy's already handed to you, or do you want to build a Macy's from scratch?
I want that handed to me. I'm tired of working.
But why would you be tired of working? Because that means you have to do work, right? So what's easier, having a company given to you, or you building it up? In this example you just said, what's easier for you?
I want a handout.
So you understand a handout is a tool. And why is it a tool? Because it's easier. The weight loss process is an easier way of doing things. That's all I said. I wasn't saying it's bad. I don't
But
agree with
sometimes
it.
it's medically necessary because there are people who are on the brink of having a stroke, a heart attack, and they need to their time is of the essence.
Okay.
They don't have a year to go to the gym, lose weight, and they don't have that luxury. They need that.
But they have the
surgery to
luxury of
survive.
eating all the time.
Oh no, people go through some deep depressions. They go through some dark times where they are locked in their room, not wanting to leave, and you wake up the next day and you gain 40 pounds.
40 pounds in a day?
Let's be real, not a
Okay.
day, but
Okay.
what feels like a day to them ended up being 2 years of them being locked
So
away.
I'm supposed to feel sorry because the person was like, you know what, I'm 200, it's fine. Oh, I'm 300, oh, now it's 400. You could have woken up 300 pounds ago?
No, life happens.
So I'm supposed to feel bad for the people who had a tough life? What about the other people who have a tough life and still keep going and keep doing the
Not
work?
everybody has that same
Drive?
drive. Not even drive. It's imagine
Discipline?
somebody who keeps getting smacked down. They get ahead, get smacked down again. They try to get ahead, they get smacked down. Eventually, you're gonna give up. You're gonna get
It depends on
tired.
the person. What if you just keep going and you get that breakthrough?
Not everybody's built the same.
So I'm supposed to feel bad for people who aren't built the same.
nobody's asking you to feel bad, but
It's
nobody's
just-
asking you to judge.
It's where the compassion comes in.
Yeah,
The
empathy.
understanding.
And
I'm sorry. We have the same 24
So
hours.
based off of your own, I get that part, but based off of your own experiences, you don't want to feel any type of compassion for somebody that needs to get the surgery done because they basically
I never
picked
said
up the fork.
I
and
never
dug their
said
own
anything about
grave.
compassion. I'm just talking about is it an easy way out. That's all I'm saying. It's an easy way out. But then you're saying, but what about this? What about these factors?
'Cause
What
it's-
about the other factor? You have to factor in the other side. You can't
but
just
you can't from one side of your mouth saying that you don't have compassion, but then say it's an easy way out.
yes, you can.
I'm so confused.
How?
You're
Like,
you're
all
literally talking
around.
from both sides.
Look, because they're two different conversations. They're two different things. Do you have compassion for a person? Yes. Cool. I see why you did it. Do you think I took the easy way out? 100%. But I feel sorry for what you did, but you still took the easy
Let
way
me
out.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have everybody, because you mentioned a few times that anybody, if we've been talking about it either on the phone or whatever, and people have overheard you talking, they've agreed and said, absolutely, it's the easy way out. Any of these people fit people that work out consistently?
Some yes and no.
Oh, so it's a mix. I
Yeah.
want to look at my chart now.
It's a mix.
So what gives, do any of the, who are the fit ones?
They just live in the gym. Always. They've always been in the gym.
Mm.
They're just athletes. You're going to ask them, hey, let's just factor in all the hard work you did in the last decade. Pretend you had a hard life. Okay, I had a hard life. I just kept working. But we got to factor in everyone else who doesn't have that mental capacity that you do. I can't because they.
So how many people? So now I'm going to bring up the poll. So
Yeah,
we did
I
a
pulled my
poll.
poll up.
I didn't do a poll.
But so you did.
I can call it. Hey, bro, quick question on the podcast. I'm trying to lose
No,
weight.
but you
lose the
kinda
weight or do the
did.
gastric bypass? Which one's the easy way out? Oh, Yeah, duh. And it doesn't even work
But
out
you
because
kind
they
of
know like that's the
did.
easy way out.
But you did. But you did by having this conversation around people and them having an opinion.
And the thing is, I didn't say anything like, yeah, that's cheating. It's a no-brainer because they understand it.
So we did a poll online, and for mine,
It's biased, though, because if you have a lot of people who don't work out and they feel like they're the victim, they're going to agree with you. People who don't feel like the victim.
Mine is very like,
yeah.
it was
So-
fluctuating.
I had 29% of my votes said yes, it was the easy way out. And one of them was Dr. Bambs.
It was.
But one of them was someone who is very much into lifting, like their entire life.
Yeah.
Both of them were, so it was just two males. The 2 votes that were yes were males.
And who have most of the surgeries, males or females?
Females mostly have the
So they're
surgery.
going to obviously be biased to that.
Yeah.
I have somebody on my list that says yes, it was a cop out, and she had the surgery twice.
Which is intriguing.
Yeah.
How's that intriguing? She took the easy way out twice instead of just doing the work. Listen, in America, no one respects the easy way out. We admire you because you did the work. That's what it is.
Because it's intriguing to me because I look at it as what it should be looked at as.
Because you're the person who lived it.
tool.
It's funny. No man said no, it wasn't a cop out.
Only women said no.
Yeah. And I had
No, listen. I don't think look, it's a tool to help you. The point is we're comparing having that extra boost, that help, that tool,
right.
as opposed to someone who didn't have it. That's what I'm comparing it to. If you didn't have that tool, all you had to do is the same exact thing without the surgery, and you could have lost weight. Maybe not 150, or maybe not so quickly, but you could have done it.
Not so quickly. It took me 6 years.
Okay, 100 pounds divided by 6 years.
Wait,
That's how
and
many
no,
you can
not
break up
even.
a month.
I take that back because I literally gained back 45 pounds. So in 245 to 177 in 10
I just
months.
did it right now. It's 16.6.
16.6.
Yeah.
That might as well. You're going to tell me you can't lose 1.3 pounds a month in 6 years? That's impossible?
It felt like it at 350 pounds 6 years ago.
Bro, I could take a dump and lose off 1.3 pounds.
Wow, you're such an listener.
Oh my God, what a guy thing to say. Did you do it with Miralax or without? Let's
Chipotle. Listen, do that math. We're breaking it down into objective measures, slowly things. You're telling me in 1 month you can't lose 1.3 pounds? How much? Divide 1.3 by 4. And that's how much you should lose a week.
Hold on.
You can't lose a few ounces a week? Come on.
Yeah, 0.32.
You can't lose 0.3 of an ounce? This is $8. This is it.
So I guess this is just where discipline comes in, and you
But
have
we
to
can't- no,
strengthen your mind.
But
and
you
have
can't.
to...
But you can't because it's not fair to them. They have all these life problems. They have this stuff growing
Oh,
up. They
we're
have all this
going
thing.
there.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not fair because then it's tough because I had it hard. I had a baby. I was
Oh,
sad.
wait. Let me tell you
bullshit.
something about baby.
No, I understand.
Because
the
I
game-
tell women they should give themselves the same 9 months grace to let their organs and everything else go
Yeah,
back into
absolutely.
place before they start working out.
I know moms that had a kid, they blew up. I know moms had a kid, snatched back. Like,
I snapped back after my daughter. My son, not so much.
okay, you had both ends of the spectrum. So
Mhm.
am I supposed to feel bad because you did and didn't?
I actually debated on getting the surgery.
But it's fine. But my point is that, like, I don't look at those external factors because then I feel bad. I just look at the straight up discipline. We just did the math. 6 years, 0.3 ounces a week. 0.3 ounces a week. Just don't drink one soda. There you go. That's 0.3 ounces. But they don't want to do that because it's, why would I wait 6 years to do this when I can do the surgery, which would give me the same results in how fast?
I know. I get
That's-
it. Like,
that's
I
literally
get
the
what you're
definition of easy.
saying.
No, but it didn't.
Hence,
I
it's a
didn't
cop-out.
have those results in how fast. I had those results in 6 years with the surgery.
I just broke down the math.
Yeah,
So-
you broke down the math with the surgery in 6 years.
So someone who doesn't have control of what they eat, how often they eat, that's whose fault?
Their fault. Nobody's questioning whose fault.
There's no accountability. Do we sue the forks because they helped us?
Oh my God.
If there's a way to sue a fork, that'll be hysterical.
That's the problem is, look, I respect that you did what you had to do. I'm not against people having the surgery.
It doesn't sound like you do.
Look,
It's just opinions. We all
Look,
have.
if you see someone, you work out, right? You see
Yes.
someone who takes care of themselves. This person works out, they eat well, they do whatever they got to do to look that certain way. They're doing the work. There are some genetic stuff where people can just get abs and after doing sit-ups after a week because they're just genetic monsters. But you see someone who's morbidly obese walk. You know for a fact they're not disciplined. It's just, oh, I have a thyroidism. I have trouble. I gain weight easy. I try working out. No, you try for a week or two, you get the results and you quit. Just like anything else in life. I don't feel bad for you. You can do the work. Everyone starts. No one's jacked out of just from day one. They had to put in the work.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I respect people who put in the work.
I get it.
That's what it is, which is why I say it's a cop-out. She said this, I'm trying to learn how to day trade. If someone teaches me how to do it, cool. It doesn't mean I'm going to execute the same way as them. I'm going to lose money. I've blown my accounts countless times, but I know, oh, you know what? I lost money. I guess it's not good for me. Let me just quit. No, you got to keep going until eventually you get a win. You starting a business, you're starting a podcast. Oh, you know what? I had only one view today. I guess it's not worth it. Let me just quit. But why you keep doing it? Because you're going to keep going. So for someone who doesn't want to lose weight, I get it. Do what you got to do, but don't come here saying, hey, listen, I did the bariatric. Oh, okay, I understand. Cool. Oh, no, that wasn't the easy way out. I'm like, bro, it definitely was. It gave you a 50-pound head start. It gave you the momentum to you what you need to do.
I like how you said that. It gave you the momentum.
I
like momentum.
can sit easy with that comment.
Let's say it gives you the momentum, not the easy way out, because there's
But
no out.
Well, then there's no out because you can gain weight and you just be
Yeah.
like nothing happened. But the point is that you could have easily done it without it. And if you said, my knees can't take it, get to the pool.
I like that piece of advice. All right. Let's end this on a note where it's, if you think it's the easy way out, give us the tools for those who are morbidly obese on how to start properly losing weight without the pressure on their joints. And
Okay, look, it's like this, right? Most people set unrealistic goals. Oh, you know what? It's the last quarter. I want to lose 30 pounds by December, whatever. I'm like, give yourself, I like to work backwards. I want to lose 60 pounds, 40 pounds. Okay, give yourself a timeline. Do the math, divide that by that, and divide it by this. It's just every single day you're building up. There's going to be days you mess up. There might be a birthday, a holiday party, something cool. Diet and exercise are key, right? Caloric intake has to be less. Your output has to be higher. Period. There's no shortcut.
okay.
That's just,
So you
eat
work out harder and eat less. That's it.
That's it. It's, no, listen, I want to save money. Spend less, make.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two options. If you do both at the same time, you get those results faster. If you diet and exercise, you get faster results. If you don't exercise today, but at least you dieted, that's one positive. I'm not going to go to the gym and I'm going to eat. All right, cool. You better wake up tomorrow and run an extra 5 miles, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's simple. If you just follow those things, my joints hurt. Okay, cool. Get yourself in the pool, get some movement until I used to do this. I used to work over aquatic therapy. We'd get them on like someone.
Where can you find that at? You just
That's a good
Google.
question.
It's you can go to certain pools or certain gyms because not everyone has it because it's inexpensive because it's only for PT. I work for a company called Alliance. I don't know if they're still around. So let's say first I have an old lady. She wants to get a hip replacement. I think you're okay, but the doctors, they want to cut you open. Let's get you in the pool, offload you, start moving so you can feel confident. She started doing better. Then we put her on the land. So instead of coming 3 times a week in the pool, she did 2 times in the week on the pool, 1 day on land. Did that therapy. And then she transitioned on land to get her to the movement that she needs to do. Obviously, an older person is not going to diet as well. They're just movement. They're getting the range of motion. They're getting the flexibility and the strength because you're still building. Look at Mike Phelps, how much he eats when he was training.
10,000 calories a day.
No, not 1,000.
10,000,
Oh.
I said.
You
I
see the
said
meals? I
10.
can't even eat that. Even if I'm stoned out of my mind, I can't even eat that. You know what I mean? So it's just, but he's burning so much in the pool. You're burning a lot.
So you burn more in a pool than you do working out in the
If you
gym.
look at the most cardiovascular stuff, you'll burn more.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because
Resistance?
no, because of the thermogenics. It's colder in the pool, so it lowers your body temperature.
If that's a factor, that could be a factor. But you also gotta
Can
look
you
at it.
deadlift in the pool?
Yeah, you could. If
Can we
the water,
squat?
no, you could. The thing is, if the water is low enough, in the sense of, imagine I'm here. It's gonna be hard to do that, but like if the water's here, you want to lift like that. There's factors to that, but you have to be more sophisticated in controlling the water height and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying that could be expensive. But I think that 100%, if you just did that until you get ready. But the key thing, no matter what it is just start. Just day one,
Yeah.
go, boom.
Everybody has a day one.
This is what it is. One day. It's not one day, it's day one, whatever.
Yeah.
All you got to do is this. The easiest way is educate yourself. Track your calories. Right? See how, don't even change your lifestyle. See how much you eat on a regular day. No.
Sally's been telling me
This is what
all
helped.
the
This
time.
is what helped me.
Because I like to eat. That's why I work out so hard. I want to eat what I want to eat.
Listen,
like I'm the one that goes to McDonald's.
Listen, I'd rather
crispy buttermilk chicken.
I'd rather run 5 miles than to eat a salad. But to me, it's okay. 5 miles or that chicken sandwich. I run 5 miles. It's not eat that, so I don't have to run. In reality, I'd rather run than eat healthy. There's nice ways of cooking it, but it's not the same, bro.
Yeah.
My key is this, right? This is what I did. Everyone's different. But regardless of, you're going to hit a point where you're going to start plateauing, which is why you need to change it. And diet's a huge factor. If you can just factor in, don't change how you eat. See the caloric intake. Do I want to have a donut that's 400 calories or 6 eggs, 3 eggs, 2 egg whites, vegetables, some type of chicken that has the same caloric thing? We're not talking about macronutrients and like what's healthy. We're just looking at a calorie for a calorie. You're like, do I want to have one donut or a big breakfast? And they have the same calories.
Okay.
So I would say if take your stuff, like, oh, damn, I'm eating 4,000 calories today. Cool. Don't change what you're doing because you go cold turkey. People don't have that mind discipline.
That's a good example.
Go hit that 4,000, right? And then say, you know what? Just slowly change it to 3,500. Then you're going to say, okay, cool. That means I'm not going to have 2 hamburgers. I'm going to have 1. And then you go to 3,000. And you're like, damn, do I really just want to have 3 hamburgers? Or I can change the hamburgers for a grilled chicken. I can have 3 grilled. You know what I mean? Then you start realizing, like, is it giving you money? Listen, I want you, you're a mom, right? Your biggest expense is what? Food shopping and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
I'm going to give you money. You're going to go to the bodega, Whole Foods, Costco, or ShopRite, or whatever.
I go to Aldi's.
Okay, Aldi's. Perfect.
Everything's off brand and cheaper.
Okay, I'm going to give you that. Once I give you the money, I like Whole Foods, but I can get more bang for my dollar. Aldi's. You can get more bang for your calorie eating healthier foods that are leaner.
Right.
I can have pasta or spaghetti squash. I can eat the whole spaghetti squash. It's the same thing as 1 serving of pasta. Choice is up to you.
Right.
But no, I want, all right, cool, just start slow. Don't even change your diet. Just change what you're eating, cut it less. Once you start getting used to it, then you're going to start realizing, all right, do I want to have this much food and that? All right, cool. And as you're doing that, you're controlling how much you're eating. Most of the time, people who are unhealthy, they're not eating vegetables, fruit, and the right amount of vitamins. And I don't do it. I'm not perfect, but at least I work out and I try to do something, right? This is something. And if, like you're saying, I juiced. I've done a crazy fat. I did 30 days juicing. Nothing else. Juice, water, herbs.
That's
nothing.
insane.
Yeah.
And that's not sustainable.
It wasn't.
What was that for? You're resetting yourself?
I was trying to do a cleanse and I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. Because the one thing I realized, if you can control what you can eat, you can control every other aspect of your life. Because you have the saying, I'm not going to say no. For 30 days, the first 2 weeks, I wanted to kill myself. After that, I felt amazing. I had a glow. My skin felt good. I had like a rash on my arm that just went away naturally. I didn't do anything but just herbs, water, juice, smoothies. That's it for 30 days. After I left and I broke that and I was eating, I had maybe a quarter of a salad. And my stomach shrunk because it's not used to things. You know what I mean? Because I was going to give my intestine a break to kind of heal because I had a stomach thing going on. So I'm like, all right, if I'm chewing and biting, my stomach has to break it down. But if I'm just drinking, it can go straight to my stomach, get absorbed to my lower intestines and stuff like that. I was doing beads, all healthy, organic, super stuff like that. And I lost a lot of weight. Obviously, because the same process you just mentioned, you're not eating anything.
Right.
But is that sustainable? Probably not. But I'm telling you right now, most people don't even eat fruits and vegetables. So if you're just throwing one smoothie or one juice a day, you're getting vitamins, nutrients in your body that you're not getting, period.
Yeah.
Granted, you're not getting the fiber and stuff like that, but it's still my face cleared up. I had issues. I'm like, oh, I didn't think this was a problem, but I felt better. But you'd be surprised. You eat fruits and vegetables, you feel better. Our body was built to regenerate and heal.
Yeah.
We're just not giving it the tools to actually do it. We're not supposed to be eating half these trans fats. You go to a supermarket and you read the back of a box. I can't even pronounce. I had a rule when I was dieting. If I can't pronounce it, I'm not going to eat it.
Don't eat it. Yes. I heard that one.
Or if I'm going to eat something, I don't eat anything with a label. Fruits don't have labels. Vegetables don't have labels. Meat, they don't have any label. That was it. Just boom, those 3 things. And I lost a lot of weight. And if you can't because of a budget, there are alternatives. Obviously, you go with ground meat versus ground chicken or ground turkey. It's a little less leaner. But if you can't have the budget for it, then just cut the amount that you're eating. be it. Because unfortunately, it's cheaper to go to McDonald's than it is to get a salad in an actual restaurant. So. But do those, get in the gym, do it yourself. I feel like when you earn, like you ever worked for something and you earned it because you did the work, I feel like I feel better as like, oh, it was just given to me. You don't feel the same, I don't get the same excitement as someone. It's great if someone gave me money, but I'm like, I did this hard work, I did this. You're more proud of it. So
I get it.
Yeah.
I just want to end it saying that I don't feel like I didn't not earn this.
Okay.
I definitely earned this
I've
fucking
seen
shit.
you work your butt off.
Yeah, I work my off.
I never.
I literally
The question-
work off.
No.
I literally
I'm
work
not saying you
my
never
ass
worked.
off.
That was never the issue.
I
was never
get
saying-
it. Let's just say it gives you the momentum.
I like that.
It's not a cop out. It gives you the momentum to
cop-out,
change your. Shut the fuck
It's
up.
not a cop. It is not a cop.
It gives you weight loss surgery. Gives you the momentum to. It's a jump start to the life that you always wanted.
Hopefully it does, because a lot of people do regress and they don't treat it as it should be.
So is that the surgeon's fault or that's them?
That's them. That's
I
them.
can't feel bad for people because they don't.
But so that's where we do agree. I don't think that you shouldn't not stipulate that you had this procedure done. I agree with you that people shouldn't say, oh yeah, I lost the weight because I worked out and I watched my diet. No, if you had this procedure done, this was a catalyst. This was my jump off.
Okay.
If I didn't do this, I don't know where I'd be. I could be in the ground right now. I was rapidly gaining weight. So I'm never going to not say thank you to this procedure. Thank you to my surgeon. But I'm never going to say it was the easy way out because I worked my butt off.
It gives you the momentum.
It gave
Whether
me
you
momentum.
take that momentum and keep rolling
and
with
do
it,
with
is
something
up to
with
you.
it. Yeah.
But
Do what you will with it.
yes. No, it's
And
not a cop
then-
out. It gives you the momentum.
All right. So again, I want to stipulate, please don't cancel us or Dr. Bambs.
This is, we all have very different opinions, and I've said it so many times. Opinions are like buttholes. We all
Yep,
have one.
we all-
Doesn't mean you gotta flash it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Some of them might
we're
stink.
not all bending over and spreading those cheeks. All right.
Regardless if you agree or disagree, if you're unhealthy, do something to get out of it. Period.
Yes,
That's just
absolutely.
however you want to get to the end goal, do something about it. Look, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna gain the weight. You're gonna have a bad week. You're gonna cheat. Keep going.
Yeah.
Period.
Do
Yeah,
whatever
don't
it is
let
to
it
do
stop
to-
you.
Yeah.
And don't let those people, those naysayers,
Hey, listen, people are gonna hate regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
Don't let it stop you. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
keep going.
And
All
you
right.
live your life at the end of the day. Not,
Yeah.
You don't live it for them. You live it for you. So.
Yep. All right, so that's another episode. We did it. We made it through.
Yes.
Really good.
Thank you, Dr. Bambs,
Thank you.
for coming on and offering your unsolicited advice.
No, this was definitely
This was
solicited.
great.
We asked for this.
Yes, we did. We did. So funny.
All right, so join us next time. Thanks, everybody.